But as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night, we will not vanish without a fight, we're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
It's not true. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters the story they tell when you're gone.
I keep on pushing down the Gypsy road.
All right, everybody. It feels good to be back. It feels good not to be 100% sick. It feels good to be almost normal. Last night's show we did last night, Horror Talk, was great. Got my rhythm back. It was awesome, and I'm gonna continue one little conversation piece that was talked about last night. And sorry if you guys, it wasn't a major part of the show, guys. It wasn't a major part of the show, but during the show last night, we got into I don't know, somehow to a comic Emerald City comic book, and then I mentioned Hayden Christian was going to be there. I think we we're talking about autographs, and then Connor mentioned that Hayden's going to be Bigfoot is going to be Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and I was saying that, you know, there can be a second battle in space. There can be a second battle between the two characters, and because there was a saying in one of the Star Wars movies that kind of made it where you can easily say it was because of a second battle, and I found it. And I actually found it. It was in Return of the Jedi. And I actually I'm gonna pop up the screen here. And this is just a continuation, and we'll go into, well, it's free subject day. I don't really have a main subject, but here. Okay. So let me shift these down. So basically what we're saying is people wondering, well, how is Hayden going to be Darth Vader in Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan is just basically on a planet Tatooine watching Luke? I mean, so is he going to have his own little story? And I was saying, no, they're probably going to have a battle fight. People are like, but they already did. I go, yeah, but there's actually a wording in one of the Star Wars movies that makes it like that wasn't the fight. And I got it right here, and it's only 3 seconds. So that's why I don't mind playing it, because it's only like 3-4 seconds. I'm going to stop it right at the 5th second. So Disney don't say, hey, pay me some money or we're going to take your channel down. So I want you guys to hear what Darth Vader tells Luke. And it's very simple, but just listen to it.
Come with me.
Obi-Wan once thought as you do. You don't.
Okay. Now that's simple. You guys think that's simple. Obi-Wan once thought as you do. Now that's simple. You guys are thinking, what does that mean? Listen, when Obi-Wan left Anakin, he left Anakin thinking he was dead. He's going to die on that planet. He did not know at all that he was Darth. So when Darth Vader says he once thought as you did, that could only mean that there's got to be a time where Obi-Wan learned that Anakin's Darth and thinking, I can help my friend. I know there's good in him. I have to meet him one-on-one. Otherwise, because he never knew he was Darth. He never tried to rescue him in a way. He was like, you know, his mission was if Anakin don't come back because he killed the kids, he's had to kill him. So that one little small line could be the line that says there must have been another battle. It never says it can another battle because I think personally if I was Darth and I was Liv and I'm in the suit, I'm gonna find this motherfucker and kill him. The only way I would think he would stop to find them is where they thought they had a big battle and he thought he killed him once and for good, and he didn't. So that one little simple line, he once thought as you did. Well, you can only do that if you saw him in person.
Wow.
I know it's simple, but here, I'll just play that little second, just again, just so you guys can hear it. Just watch.
Come with me. Obi-Wan once thought as you do.
See, Obi-Wan once thought as you do.
As you do.
So basically, he almost did the same thing as Luke, because Luke gave himself up to have the conversation to get him away from the enemy. So I'm just saying that could be the line on a second battle. Sounds stupid.
No.
Sounds crazy, but am I thinking too much? Yeah. Well, we know the original movies were written not thinking how the prequels and the other ones turn out. But if you do go with the lines, that's the way into a second battle.
Nice. Do you think that battle is going to take place?
Listen, if you're Disney, right, and you're Disney Plus,
Kitty,
and it's all about money. Let's be honest, It's all about money, and you want to get the ultimate subscribers.
Yeah.
You think people will not subscribe to see a fucking another battle between Obi-Wan and fucking Darth Vader?
I'd go see that.
I mean, remember in Rogue One,
in
the movie Rogue One, that one scene with Darth Vader going through that tunnel, slashing people up, almost made the whole movie.
That wasn't nice for him to do that.
It was like, fuck the movie. He took this guy, swung him in the air, and sliced him. The whole movie, that one scene, took that movie and made it better. So Disney knows this. And now
they do.
They might go to a total different direction. Otherwise, I'm thinking to myself, so what, is Hayden going to be Darth Vader for one episode or two, like thinking that I think Obi-Wan's still alive or something? I mean, it doesn't make sense to have him in the movie then.
You should send him a letter. Send him that clip and say, what's up with this? When is this going to happen? Send him a fucking letter.
Yeah, the new Obi-Wan show. I think that would be the only premise that would actually be promising. I think Eric actually cracked the code, man.
I think he did. Actually, he's not wrong.
I'm not. Now, somebody wrote here.
Correct.
Somebody wrote here. And Lucas actually had an outline for the prequels written after the success of the first movie. They also touch upon Obi-Wan, Vader in the Clone Wars. Yeah. I mean, listen. If you want to get ratings, I mean, that's the best fucking way to get ratings, because you got two original actors in the prequels back together again. I mean, and they're still alive. You know, I mean, I don't know.
If they're still alive, they're all dead.
I don't know. But it was the conversation we had. I wanted to finish it up, and I knew there was a line. I just couldn't remember in my head.
You should write that up a script and then rent a van and then grab a bunch of like diehards like yourself and drive to George Lucas's house and like film it.
Not George Lucas.
Get out and practice it every day. Wait for the scene to start. Write the script.
You have to drive up to Kathleen Kennedy's house because she's in charge. He's not.
Well, then go to her house.
Remember, he sold. Remember, they once he sold. Remember, Disney took his script that he did for 7, 8, 9, and they ripped it up, basically saying, "Nope, we're not going to do it." So him and Disney aren't really like on great terms because they basically lied to him. They say, "Hey, we're going to buy your franchise, and we're gonna work on your script." And they're like, "Well, we don't really like your script."
Oh,
because in his script, apparently, it goes more into the Force itself than you ever saw before about the living cells, and he was he was basically had it where it's itself its own universe. I think it would have been, but hey, this is open talk, guys. So basically, anything goes. And if somebody in the chat, this is invite day. So anybody in the chat that wants to come up and talk with us, you can. But I'm gonna take this opportunity. I'm actually going to interview Connor for a second.
Yeah, I want to hear about the trip.
Well, not just the trip.
About the trip.
Before we get to the trip.
Yeah.
Connor has a new book that just came out.
Yes,
his fourth book came out. I want to show you guys his book, and and the reason I wanted to interview him because this might help a lot of other people. Because
what do you think I got the hat on?
Back in the day, when you hear about books, right? You know, the Stephen King books, whatever books, Clive Barker books, whatever, and you always think of books with the major book companies. You know, I mean, you know, this book's coming out, but now it's a different world. Now, you know, you can buy books on Amazon and all that. So I like to know how's the process? How did you actually get a physical book in your hand without like technically going through those big ass book corporations? So I'm curious. How's that work? I mean, what's the process? How do you get a book in your hand?
Yes. Well, first and foremost, it happened. I met this author that he's written like 8 science fiction books about angels and demons and other lands like Lord of the Rings. And he comes up to my comic book shop, and I told him that I had like 3 books that I was working on. And he's like, "Oh, how are you planning on publishing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to email around." And he's like, "No, just self-publish." He's like, "That's the best way to do it. No one will interrupt your words, but it will be a little bit more work," because I had to organize the cover. I also had to edit it all. And then I also, typed it all. I did all the photography, gathered all the stories. So, it's self-publishing, but it's through Amazon Kindle, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. And it's a great opportunity. So first you have to type it out in a notepad or Microsoft Word. And my stories average about 25,000 to 30,000 words. And that, roughly is like 140 pages. A nice, easy read. I don't want to overwhelm people, but I also don't want to be a little pamphlet. I want to be a nice chunk of time for people. But so you finish typing, and then you have to format it into 2 different ones, because there's the ebook, the electronical book, and then the print version. And you get paid different amounts as well. For the paperback version, you get 40%, because pretty much I have to pay to get it made up as well. The ebook, you get 70%, because crap, the file's right there. It's just like downloading it. So this most recent book, it's $12 to buy it physical form, and I put it for $3 on the ebook, because all my other ones I have for like $7, because I'm like, I want a little chunk still. But this one I put as low as possible, just because I want it to be like at the Dollar Tree. People just pick it up, and I'll get my small percentage, and hopefully it will add up. It's more about the words being spread, of course. And but yeah, you type it out, you save that file, and then you have to upload it onto Kindle Direct Publishing as a manuscript, and you have to format it a special way. Like books are 5x7, and then electronical, you just have to do it a special format, like a special file way for it to transfer very nicely over to the electronical format, of course. But you have to format it, and it will give you red boxes on all your pages that have a little bit of error. Like if your pictures are too wide and they're going to go past the margins, then you have to shrink them down. And then I don't like page numbers and things. I like mine to be like an experience. It's not a book. It's like a journal. It's like you found it. So there's not going to be page numbers, any of that. So some of mine, my chapters go, and then it's got and then got pictures, and then it's another chapter. So sometimes it's a picture and then a chapter on the bottom of the page, and then it soaks over to the next. So sometimes the formatting, the critics would say a little amateur, I guess. But guess what? Didn't you just hear me? It's a freaking journal. It's coming out of the forest. I'm dehydrated typing this and writing this. That's part of the experience. And I know some people would not agree with that, but that's what I'm read it, and you'll understand it. You have to feel it. That helps set the presence. If you're reading page numbers and, chapter 3 officially, it takes you away. That's disconnect. Don't you like movies that make you feel like you're in the seat? Like this makes you feel like you actually found this book. The Panhandle Pirates, the Gatekeeper's Map. This is the map, guys. This is the map to the treasure. So I'm not going to be like, page number this. It's treasure map. You know, it's a experience. You know, it's a very fun journey. But yeah, you have to format it, and then you have to shave down your pictures, and then you have to create an image. And a lot of my other images, like it messed with me, so I had to put like a black border just to make it fit. And you know, I've made my own rules and bend my own ways and made it work. But this one is a real cool picture. It's just all one, and it's on the front and the back.
Wow.
And
cool.
It's just a true cool experience. And I read a little bit of it last night, the one that mentions Gypsy Road. Yeah, I was fresh off an all-nighter with Lucy and a podcast with Gypsy Road when Captain hit me up to adventure. Eric, that's actually a different one than what I read yesterday. So you have two mentions at least. And then I know you guys are on the Amazon bio. It's like survive the Gypsy Road at the end or something. I love making ties. Like I was driving this morning and I was like, I write my books to like honor my life and the people in it, you know, like because we forget so much of who we are and what we've done. And I'm just trying to document it. So I write it down and then I try to forget it so I can move on to the next, you know, because our mind can only have so much static at a time.
That's great, man. Yeah. I mean, it's like a journal. So it's like somebody's journal. You're just reading through it.
100%.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. Yeah, I got the pirate hat for you. So I was celebrating your pirate luck.
I appreciate that, man. I should have worn my Buccaneers shirt, but I am wearing my Squatchin' Cowboy shirt that I got this weekend at the Tennessee Squatch Out with Manimal Research, Old Bear's Den, and of course the Squatchin' Cowboy. And then Mogi Out Monster was there, and a bunch of other legends: Hidden Relief, BF Bud, Blue Eyed Northern, Flat Rock Booger. Flat Rock Booger's always in this chat, and he had mountains of evidence, so many Sasquatch recordings and pictures. Man, and then we had Sasquatch activity too. People were experiencing twigs and rocks being thrown off the edge onto their tents. And then me and Tristan were kind of ran out of the woods early. They heard a mating call. They got a picture of a nest, footprints, a lot of good stuff.
Oh,
that's cool.
So who do we have this? Who's Jace?
Jace. Hello, Jace. I don't think he can hear us.
Who's Jace?
That's me.
His audio's on. You can't get him in. Yeah, his audio's on.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So does anybody have to proofread it with Amazon to say this is acceptable to be sold on Amazon? Do they like? I'm not saying they edit it like say you can't do this, you can't use this. But do they have to play a safe game before they allow it to be published?
I'm pretty sure they have some kind of AI that can scan for like hate speech and stuff, but they've allowed me to talk about some pretty far out things in my book. So you pretty much have free range of speech as long as you're not cussing or using hate speech, because you can use cussing too in adult ways, but mine are always, all ages. But I don't think they have like actual Amazon employees. I think it's just a quick scan to see if it doesn't have hate speech, and then I have to check some kind of agreement.
Kind of like what YouTube does. YouTube has a little scan that anything that's right off the bat, they move it over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not. I mean, unless you're Hunter S. Thompson, and then you're going to be writing all kinds of crazy stuff. But Thompson writes. I love his books. Well, he's dead now, but his was within they call it artistic context. So if he swears or talks about being like on drugs or some weird, it's more poetic, it's more artsy, so it doesn't really kick it out. I hope not.
Hopefully that's what I'm under too, because Erie Swamps, I was talking about LSD, mushrooms. I actually swore in it a few times. Now I try to refrain from that. Last night, though, I was like dehydrated and tired. I swore a few times on the show last night. But yeah, then I could buy the actual physical print for the print price. So that is clutch, you know.
Nice.
So I pay like $2.14 for like my skinniest one, and then my Bigfoot one is probably like $3.25 or something. Plus I pay for shipping. So you know, I could maybe double my money with that with a signed copy, but you know, there's not much money in it unless it goes big mainstream. Yeah. You know, but hey, I'm having a heck of a time, and I love talking about it with people in real life because I always loved, you know, meeting authors and stuff.
KB, you have echo on your end.
Because I always loved, you know, meeting.
I don't think he knows he's got echo.
Here, hold on, let me put him on mute. I'm gonna put on mute. Let me talk. KB, you have background.
Yeah, maybe try turning off YouTube. If you just have StreamYard, but turn off YouTube at the same time.
Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah, maybe try turning off YouTube.
The best way to do is have headphones.
StreamYard, but turn off YouTube.
Yeah, I can still hear us. Yeah, I would just turn off YouTube volume.
The best way to do is have headphones.
I don't own a pair of headphones on.
Yeah, I would just.
We'll let him post. Volume down. Yeah. Do you have a volume down?
Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. And don't sweat it, man. Everybody goes through this the first time.
I'm checking. Oh my God.
No, it's a.
Forgive me, guys. This is my first time.
Yeah, don't sweat it, man. Everybody has that problem the first time. That's why we're not mad. Don't sweat it, dude. Yeah, I recommend headphones. If you've got headphones, just plug them in, and it eliminates the problem 100%.
Yeah. Do you have headphones?
Headphones.
Oh, I wrote headphones. The D, F, and an F. So let's see. Yeah. Headphones. Yeah. Do you have headphones or anything? Because or turn off your YouTube. Since you're watching us on StreamYard, turn off your YouTube. That should work. Okay. I don't want to do that, but it was just too bad. It was too loud. Yeah.
Well, I mean, why don't you guys explain to him what to do? That way he knows. And that way he can watch from the sidebar. You could just turn off the YouTube and just have Streamlabs on, or a StreamYard. Yeah.
Yeah, just have StreamYard because you don't necessarily have to have headphones. I mean, I don't usually use headphones. Well, I mean, I guess I'm using this, but
I have to use headphones when I have the tablet because that's when you get the feedback from me. You're always like, I'm muting you, and I'm like, why? Because you're getting feedback. So I have to use headphones for the tablet. He might have to have headphones for what his device is.
And the problem is every computer is different too. So it's
exactly.
You know,
I feel bad.
But we all had issues. Let me see here. He's got YouTube on. I know. That's what I think it was too. He has YouTube on the other thing. And if you have StreamYard and YouTube on, you either hit the mute off or just turn out the YouTube. I know a lot of times.
It sucks.
Everybody wants YouTube on for the comments, but then on the YouTube, it has that little speaker. You just click it and unmute it. It has unmute.
A lot of people like to see themselves. You know, they like to see themselves on the thing while it's live, and you can't do that. You got to do it afterwards. Like you got to wait till after it's over to see yourself. It takes the vanity out of it.
And everybody has options here. If your computer is plugged into an extension cord with other plugged in, you will get that bad feedback.
Yep.
Okay.
I was geeking out, man. I had my mic muted and I was just talking, just trying to mess with people, and I just was laughing so hard because I just couldn't get back, and he couldn't hear you, and I just kept talking, man. I was like, that was the hardest I've laughed since this weekend, man. And I see Donnie and Mogion Monster both in here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Donnie, can't wait to see you here soon and tell you about all the crazy adventures. Mogian, thanks for being my partner in crime this weekend. Me and Mogs, spent the weekend together in Tennessee at the camp out, and we went on a couple wild adventures, and then we stopped at the Expedition Bigfoot Museum, and that was awesome. It had a long Bigfoot turd. There was also a Nepal Yeti hand, the one we looked at the other day at the Buddhist temple. Remember that episode, Eric? And you were here in that episode too, Dr. Wu.
Yeah,
the Abominable Snowman episode. That was crazy. And then
that was
those are both at the museum, and I'm not entirely sure if it's the replica or the real one, and I think it's the real one because they have it under a temperature, controlled case. So why would they do that for a replica?
Well, I think they watched the episode and then they put it out so everybody can see it. They're like, these guys are on to something. Everybody's gonna want to see it, so they put it out just because of our show.
I want to see the you talk about having feces from the Bigfoot. It's called a cropiolites, whatever. They actually have guys in archaeology and anthropology who do nothing but those animal feces. Primates feces. That's their thing, man. Especially in caves, and they're petrified. It's kind of cool. Now, is that one petrified? What was it? Well, obviously, it was fresh, wasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't look petrified. It was fresh. It was fresh, long, and brown. It was literally like this long. I did an awesome video of the whole place and kind of narrated it. I'm definitely gonna upload that within the week. I have a premiere this evening too. A couple hours after our show. It's gonna be us hiking and then driving and kayaking. It's about to be awesome. What's up, KB?
Really cool.
He's giving a shot.
It's going to be us hunting and then
yeah, it's us playing in the background.
X out YouTube.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
I can hear Eric.
It's not gonna work out.
Did you kick him or did he leave? Because he was just about to. It seemed like he was just about to X out.
But he's getting better. He's getting better. I mean, it's good practice because you might want to come on other people's shows eventually, and it's a good way to get. Everybody needs to learn the first time, and it's not easy. I screwed up many times coming online. I had YouTube on at the same time. I've got this playing. There's feedback everywhere. Turning it off. Eric kicks me off and come back on. Feedback and kick off. Everybody goes through it. So KB, you're doing fine. Hang in there. Just keep fixing the problem.
I'm gonna say I'm jealous of his weekend because he had the opposite weekend that I had. Bob,
was it like a shotgun shit or what kind of thing were you experiencing?
Okay, Bob. We had a show. Me and him had a show Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I woke up on Thursday morning.
Okay.
I actually woke up fine. The first day of school for the kids. First day.
Yeah.
Took them to school. Came back to the house.
Okay.
About 9:10, I start feeling some chills. Like, getting some chills. Getting, man, this is not, wow. So it's getting about 9:20, 9:30. I'm like, I might have to tell Connor to cut this down to an hour and he's going to do all the talking because I don't know. I'm just not feeling like up. And then about 9:46, Bob, it fucking hit me so hard that I couldn't stop shaking.
Now, you got tested, right? And you were, you didn't have, okay.
Let me get to that point. So I had to call, I had a Instagram, I took a picture of myself, so I can't do the show. I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm dead. So the whole day, I was dead. I mean, I couldn't move. I was sick. My body was just aching. Then here comes Thursday night. You know how sometimes you feel like your body's sweating? You're thinking, okay, this is the end of the flu. It's a one-day flu. After I sweat, it just recycled again. Chill came right back, and then I had stomach cramps through the whole fucking night. And then Friday, it was so bad that the wife actually called out sick on Friday to make sure I don't need to go to the emergency room.
Oh,
so
you sure you can't hear me, no?
Well, we are just fine. You're perfect.
Oh, sweet.
Now you're
in
perfect.
There.
So Friday. Now this is bad part too, Bob. This is the bad part. I actually had a job interview, virtual interview on the computer at 11 a.m. So I had a job interview at 11 a.m. So I had to take some ibuprofen, a lot of water, just to hype me up.
So you did the interview.
I actually did it. Don't know if he did any good. Never heard back from them. So I might have just kidding. But at 12:30, we actually went down to take a test just in case. I mean, because I never had a sickness like this. I mean, this sickness kicked my fucking ass. So we thought, maybe this is the 19 that everybody's has gotten. So I got tested, and the wife got tested because since she took the day off because of me, she couldn't come back unless she tested. Both negative.
Huh?
No 19.
Yeah. And that don't sound like that one.
And then all the way
it sounds like you got the ass AIDS. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to massage the genitals of a llama, and you'll feel better.
Well, this is the funny part. I don't know if this is funny or not. Sunday, we went to Rite Aid. My wife had to pick up some medicine. I don't know if this is funny or not. The lady goes, "Hey, we're emptying here. We're doing the flu shots now for 2022." And I'm like, well, it's kind of too late for me now. I mean, I already got it. And then it wasn't until Monday, I had to cancel Monday too. I told you. And Monday I was able to start walking around a little bit more. And then Tuesday, thank God the show was at 9 o'clock at night. So it took me all the way to Tuesday to get some energy. So I did a show last night, and now I'm feeling like almost back to normal, where even though I walked to Costco, I felt exhausted. And then here's this motherfucker, Connor, had a great fucking weekend camping with a bunch of Bigfoot people, which is great because, it's like a Comic-Con, right? We go to Comic-Con because you always tell yourself, these are my people. We all are here to have fun. He had a mini Bigfoot community right there at a campground. I mean, how much more fun can you have?
Yeah.
You're better than most weekends in my life.
So this is something that Manimal Research has done the last 2 years, correct? And is this something that are they going to be kind of like how Burning Man kind of grew? Is this something that they're going to try to do every single year?
Yep, this is going to be round number 2, and then they already confirmed round number 3. Hopefully coming early next year because they want to change the time the weekend because it was a little crowded and a little over capacity because of Labor Day weekend.
Over capacity is kind of cool.
Our friend Russell, nothing like Comic-Con. I didn't mean like it's gonna be like Comic-Con. Russell, I just meant that you're surrounded with people that are just here to have fun, open-minded kind of people. That's what I meant.
Yeah, nobody dressed up as
No, hold on. Nobody's dressed up in costumes.
In like Sailor Moon outfits. There's
some people dressed up. Jasper from Animal Research, he had on Bigfoot feet, and
there you go.
And then Mogion Monster, he had his headband on, so he's a legend. He's a celebrity in the field. Old Bear, he had on his gear. Oh man, we were out there in the field. And me, I'm just the long-haired, goofy guy, just going from camp to camp, with my s'mores.
I would not want to see Mogion wearing a Sailor Moon outfit because that would just ruin the whole trip. I just couldn't handle that. But that's good. You guys, everyone just kind of dressed up as a Sasquatch or a bear. What's up, KB?
So, KB, what part of the country are you from?
I am from Wales, the land of my father, Tom Jones.
Oh, I'm technically the king of Wales, man. That's kind of cool. You're here. That's wonderful.
So what are you doing? I do apologize, though. I do apologize for that.
You don't know how many times Bob. You don't know how many times that we actually had to kick Bob off to get his audio fixed, even with Connor on. It just happens. Sometimes it takes
all the time
getting knocked off, relog back on. I'm pausing this, exit this. Too many tabs are open. I mean,
he knows how. It's like you went back, you fixed it. We didn't kick you out. We kept bringing you back. You fixed it. I know. Yeah, now you're fucking set, man. So what are you a Bigfoot guy? Are you a UFO guy? Are you a portals, time travel? What are you, man? Are you Loch Ness Monster?
I'm human for the start. I believe in UFOs. Kind of, but I don't think they're from out there. I think they're from in here somewhere.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of my and Connor's idea. To me, they're interdimensional. They're from here, but a different here. Some people are. I think Connor, they're from underground, right? Is that where you are? They're from
underground and the other continents. Yep, not light years away, just hundreds of miles. And heaven is 73 miles up. So I kept making the joke when I was in Tennessee on the mountains. I kept saying, dang, heaven's closer than Florida right now. I was up there in the mist, man. It was awesome.
So I have a couple stories I would love to share with you all. Well, I'll put the invite back on. Come on, if you got a story to tell.
Yeah, pop in the 365.
Today's free day.
Yeah. Well,
KB, tell us one of your craziest stories, man.
Yeah.
What makes our goosebump?
Sorry?
Tell us one of your craziest, wildest stories.
I've seen one. I can't go well. It was a UFO because I couldn't describe it really. It was an orange light, just appeared in the sky. I went to my mate's house really quick because he was living not so far away. As I knocked the door, he came down the stairs, but there was a lamppost in the way, and it appeared from one side, and when it went behind the lamppost, it completely disappeared. And I was like,
"Oh, they're here." I've seen them. No, I've seen them here. You're not bullshit. I've seen a lot of UFOs in England, man. I've seen a lot recently. I saw them today. Today, the skies were. Did you see all the planes today? The Kim planes.
I was up at 5 a.m. this morning, and I was taking pictures of the sky. And my God, they are going to town with this. They are really Operation Solar Shield.
You saw that. So what he's talking about today, guys. I'm over here in England. He's over in Wales, England. But he's on down the ways. But today we had clear skies, and they were loaded with them planes, and they were throwing cloud layer after cloud layer. They were crisscross. I saw X's. I saw hexagons. I spent the whole day like KB outside all day. Today was the day for it. So KB, did you see X's? What did you see? What was the weirdest one?
Just lines basically, but most of them were really thick because they start off thin and they spread out as the day progresses. And luckily enough, it's rained as well, so work that one out. Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about, guys. Those of you guys in the States, we saw today was one of the days. I mean, one of the most I've seen in a long time. So I'm like, oh wow. Yeah. And also, I don't know if KB saw this. I saw it on the news. There was they don't know. They say it's a comet. It was a comet. It was huge, man. It went right over England. It was huge, and we could find the fat ass there. It was spinning, and that was like a day ago, and it landed in the water, but it was huge. So, and I know there's supposed to be, if it's your thing or whatever, whatever the narrative is, supposed to be a huge asteroid. It's about the size of 2 Empire State Buildings. That's what it says. And it's coming in tomorrow, the 9th. Yeah, tomorrow, the 9th. So we're expecting a big one here. Well, not here, but on the back of the turtle.
Is this what you guys are talking about? Here, let me see if
you'll find it.
Well, there's one that says here, Sky News, large meteor spotted over Channel Islands before shooting over France.
That might be the one because
dramatic footage shows bright meteor flying through sky on Sunday evening. Meteor shower occurred when the Earth passes through debris left by a comet or asteroid.
Yeah, there's a shitload of them going on right now, and there was one who was.
Sorry.
Get through.
Did you guys feel that static shock though of the establishment? Like that was straight commercial. Lucifer, Saturn.
I didn't get that off.
Saturn. Eric's gonna try to. He's gonna filter it before.
No, it had the title "Sky News" on it, and if you put that on your channel, it'll automatically get taken down.
Yeah, Sky News will take it down.
Anything that says Sky News, any news, you're taken down.
Yeah, but UFO heaven. So KB, you're a UFO guy. You've been seeing those. You're probably a chemtrail guy too.
Oh, I'm into everything, literally everything. That's all I do is watch loads and look up things, and I talk to Paul Knight a lot as well. Black Sheep.
Who's this? Who'd you talk to?
Paul Knight. What the Flock TV? Black Sheep researcher.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Paul, our friend Paul.
Yeah. Yes. Black Sheep. Yeah. Paul.
We still know him as the Black Sheep researcher. And I know his channel now is What the Flock TV.
I recommend it.
He's actually right here. He's actually right there. Sky.
Oh, there he is.
Me for a change today.
I haven't seen Paul for a while. Yeah. Hell yeah. We got to get him on one of these days. Yeah. Now remember, you speak Wales. These guys are used to hearing the English. You guys have your own accents.
I live in the panhandle of Florida. We get Alabama and Florida talk. Yeah, it's tough for me to understand, but it is in my blood. So I felt it before I heard it.
Well, according to Paul, I don't talk to him. He's lying.
He's full of shit. He's the one that helped me set up my own YouTube channel. So,
oh, cool, dude. So you got your own channel. That's cool. And you film everything, UFOs, everything.
Yeah. Well, I haven't actually been lucky enough to catch the UFO side things, but like chemtrails, 5G masks as well. And just anything that's like in the news that day, you ask for people's opinion and I'll give my opinion, and they're welcome to comment, but very rare they do. But my subscribers seem to be stuck on 33.
You're always late. Yeah, it's stuck on numbers. You get stuck on you get stuck on a numerical number. And I always tell the same story, and I swear on my life, on my children, on everything that I am, I'm not lying during the apocalypse. Dude, I was stuck on 666. 666 for 2 fucking weeks straight. I was getting hate comments. I was getting people, one person, I don't know who was, unsubscribed from this satanic mother blanket. I'm like, well, then go ahead and do it. And then they unsubscribe it. It's not changing. I said, it's not changing. It's not changing. I had buddies that watch me all the time. Hey, man, I've unsubscribed and resubscribed. There's nothing happening to you. You're on 666. I go, oh, thank you, YouTube. That's great, buddy. That's the Matrix, man. I call it the Matrix. I'm not mad at YouTube for that. So you got the Matrix on you. It's fucking with you with a number.
Dr. Wu, did you see the new Matrix trailer and all the still shots? Like, Neo is back, bro. It's about to be so crazy. And the full trailer is coming out tomorrow. Oh, my God. Matrix Resurrections.
Nice.
There's a lot of people are surprised that Neo's back, and it's like, do you guys not remember the third one when the AI I forgot her name, the lady's name, whatever, that nobody really truly dies.
The Oracle.
Yeah, and you will be resurrected. I mean, the words were used in the final movie, so it's like, yeah, they could bring them back because they said it in the third movie.
Yeah, I'm a fan. But I always think differently than most people, because I think that when they go to Zion, that's the Matrix. And then when they go to the other world, that's the real world. I think that when they go to Zion, that's the Matrix. It's the hell. So they go to hell, and then they go back to the real world. But they think it's the opposite.
Look who's in the chat. I didn't even see him here. Uh-oh.
Who's that?
Oh, this is ball shaving Joey.
Oh,
look, it's ball shaving Joey.
Congratulations on your daughter, man. Congratulations. You had a baby.
Thank you so much. Thank you. She's 2 months old.
2 months
Congratulations.
old.
Congratulations.
So how many is that now? How many kids is that? Is that just 2?
2, just 2 for now.
And they're both girls, right?
Both girls so far.
So
no boys yet.
Maybe next time you stop shaving your balls, maybe you can actually have a boy.
You think so?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, Gypsy Road, just because Gypsy Road is #1, starting today, I already shaved him, but starting today or starting tomorrow, I'm not going to shave him. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
yeah, grow long, grow your ball hair long.
The main reason, just to let everybody know, go ahead.
I'm saying my first 2 came out boys, and my third one came out a girl. So, and then once I had the girl, Hey, I'm like, doctor, you're getting me fixed because I'm
good.
done. I'm good.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. My dad
legacy is
talked to me,
fulfilled.
Eric. My dad talked to me. My dad shaved his balls when he conceived Eric, because you can see Eric's face. Now, my dad grew the
That's why
hair
he's
on his
bald.
balls long when he conceived me. Now, you see the difference when you shave your balls. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
might
it's
need
like the
some
movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Hey, you know, the only reason that I shave my balls actually is to prevent dandruff, ball dandruff. That's the main reason I shave my balls.
You know what? I honestly have never heard anybody ever said balls dandruff. I mean, really? I didn't know that was. I honestly never knew that was a thing.
No.
Chafing.
Yeah, you can also dip them in apple cider vinegar, but you know it's tingly and you know it's easier just to shave them.
Whoa.
I'm gonna choke laugh, man. That's funny. That's funny. So, Joey, anything about volcanoes you need to remind everybody? What do you got?
I mean, as the reminder, volcanoes are a hoax, which sounds crazy to people, but they are a hoax. And what I'm talking about is the cone-shaped mountains that spew and explode lava out of them. Nobody's ever seen one on video. They don't exist. They would be impossible. The Big Island of Hawaii right now is having a lot of earthquakes, which means that there's going to be more lava flow, because earthquakes are caused by the underground lava tubes, you know, displacing Earth, you know, and it's because of active volcanoes. So we'll see what's going on. But volcanoes are a hoax, folks. And Bigfoot is real. Volcanoes are a hoax.
Now, let me ask you something. Now, you're on the island of Hawaii, of course. Is there, now you said Bigfoot is real. Let me ask you this. Why is Bigfoot real for you?
Well, I've never seen Bigfoot, and I like saying Bigfoot's real because you guys say Bigfoot's real. A lot of other people say Bigfoot's real, and I'm just open to it. And I just think it's fun to say Bigfoot's real because a lot of people have a lot of proof, and I think I think it's one of the most interesting conspiracy theories. I think it's the original one. You know, it's like wow. You know, there's people who believe in it. There's people who have a lot of evidence. So I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. There is so much different kind of evidence, not just one type of evidence. I mean,
tons.
Footprints. There's hairs. There's DNA left. There's people seeing it. Camera films. I mean, and look, this is the one. Oh yeah, let's have Connor talk about this foot. Here, let me pick up a little bigger.
Can I ask a quick question though? Can I ask a quick question to you because I know you're the Bigfoot expert, brother?
Yeah.
For Bigfoot.
For sure, brother.
So just a quick question. In your opinion, do you think that Bigfoot could possibly be, I don't know if it's the right word, asexual, where it means it doesn't need a partner to procreate?
Yes, definitely, because they are the natural top apex, and there are animals, insects, and other just types of things, plants that are asexual. So it's already in nature. It's already in science, and 100% to continue on, things have to adapt and overcome. And 100%, man. I love how you're thinking. That's exactly how Dr. Wu says how they might be laying eggs out there. There are many islands. There are so many secluded tunnels that sometimes there would be situations that things can get a little weird. But I think, traditionally, they are human hybrids, and they can mate with humans. They can mate with each other, and they have many children. We had a lot of discussions this weekend talking about the Tennessee Bigfoot. Janice Carter, her family grew up with one. Her grandfather found Fox pinned down by a tree when he was young, and then brought it in his house. It tore up inside. Then he built a stable for it. And then after a few days, its parents ripped it out. It stuck around. Its parents ended up leaving. And then he raised Fox in a way and got to see the family dynamic. He ended up, choosing a wife and starting a family. Some of the children were good and some were really bad. One's name was Blackie, and he was really bad. He kidnapped one girl, and she ended up in a mental hospital. Lucky to even be alive. But all this is in a book called 50 Years with Bigfoot by Mary Green. It's a very remarkable story. Sadly, Janice was not able to make it on our camp out this year, but she was there last year, so her energy was still there. And they actually had to leave early last year.
Earthworms are asexual.
Wow, look at that. And
What about
Mogion? Thank you for that.
What about the lifespan?
Seahorses as well, isn't it?
Hold on. What was that, Joe? Again, you said what about the what?
Human beings. Yeah, the lifespan of a Bigfoot.
The lifespan.
Creature,
Yes.
I've heard, and it makes sense that they could be a lot longer than ours. And even though it seems crazy, it could be like 1,000 years plus, honestly, because we have the ability, so do lizards and stuff, to regrow tails. It's like almost something in our DNA stopped that. Like, you know, if we were created somehow by whatever, it stopped that ability for us to continue to regenerate. It gave us like a governor, you know, like 130 years, that's the governor. But Bigfoot,
the governor.
You know, at least potentially, you know, he or she could live 1,000, even 10,000 years, which sounds crazy, but it's actually really possible scientifically.
Yes, man, you are 100% on the right track.
What do you think about that, Bigfoot?
Snails are asexual too.
Yeah, snails too. I've heard stories of them being, you know, ranging from normal human years, of course, you know, living to the 90s maybe, but then also stories of them being 10,000 years old, you know, coming back from the years before Christ and Neanderthal men. And then also the story of Cain, you know, he was the marked one. He was marked as immortal and he had to stay away from humans. And Joseph Smith actually located him in the 1800s. And I still believe his descendants are still running wild today. So if they have the gene of Cain, then, hey, they might not be able to die unless, you know, put down, because some of these creatures are able to be put down and then others are not. I just put a TikTok up of this guy that shot one point blank range with about 3 shots and it went right through it, and then it just faded away into the darkness. But then I've also recorded stories of them putting them down and it taking one good shot, and that's all it takes in a natural way, of course. But I also think that they can range from, you know, 100 to at least 300. There's been stories of the ancient one in these Colorado mountains that have been spotted for like 250 years, you know, so many generations of the same family have reported the same one. But Fox, I think he only lived to be 100, maybe because he was kind of dependent on human food. And once you get that interaction and our radiation and just that interception, boom, it's already decreased by the minute, you know, and maybe that's why we only live so long as well. But maybe, and that probably would explain why they want to stay away from us, because they're exchanging their time for just contact. But as we know as humans,
I gotta say, people from the chat, we got the best people in the chat because they always come up with like animals. Like here's one: flathead fish turns female at 59 cm. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta take this call real quick, but you guys continue.
Well, you know, reptiles do that. That's why I always keep talking about
Bigfoot, I have a question too. I've also heard that it's very likely that they hibernate, like how bears hibernate. Have you heard anything about that?
Yes, I've definitely heard of hibernation schedules. I'm not huge on it. I don't think all of them hibernate. I definitely think some adapt and overcome, and some have to survive the impossible winters, so they stock up, of course. So I think all different tribes practice different ways. And Flat Rock Booger, he's in our chat a lot. He's up in Alabama. He has their schedules of how they feed, and it all matches up with the deer season and the berries and the mushrooms, and you just track all that, and it's just like a graph. And Dr. Wu will tell you, you know, you just point all the pinpoints and it starts to make a little bit of sense. But yes, I definitely think some of them hibernate or prepare for the deep winter, deep in caves, but also maybe they hibernate and go into a different realm and really just disappear. Like I've said many times, particle and waveform. Most of the time we're solid, so we're particle, but in those true moments of being, we could become waveform, you know, spirit. And that's mostly when we die as human beings. You know, the second we die, our pineal gland releases enough DMT to tell us to go free, of course. But those beings, I think they could just tap into it at any time, as after training, of course, just like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, just like long biking. You have to build your body and build everything up to be ready for that. That's why only the highest chieftains can move around. But yeah, man, I love the awesome questions. It's such a awesome conundrum. It shows the beauty of night and day, because your name comes in and it's ball shaving expert. You know, no one would expect some really hard hitting stuff. And of course, I knew it was really special once you started talking about volcanoes, because there's a lot of volcanoes here in Florida that nobody's talking about. In Wakulla, the Native Americans used to talk about a smoking hill that used to be in the middle of the swamp. And then over in Chipley, there's a rock preserve that's not open to the public that might have been an old volcano. So I don't know if it's something with the flood and the giants, but I could see it also being a cover-up. And I don't know if you're big on, you know, the firmament and the ice wall and all the other continents that maybe Admiral Byrd discovered and all the other Buddhist temples had maps of.
Yeah, he's a flat earther. He was our resident flat earther for a while. So we'd always have Joey on, because I didn't know much about the concept, and a lot of people were like, had a lot of questions. Joey's your guy for flat earth. The newest.
Oh hell yeah, man! Then you're family, bro. Because we all know Earth is stationary.
Oh yeah,
100%.
What about psychedelics?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think
Well,
that Bigfoot?
I'm huge on sea level. Could you repeat that?
Psychedelics. Do
Could
you
you
think that
repeat
Bigfoot partakes in psychedelics? Like magic mushrooms? You think that Bigfoot does psychedelics, natural psychedelics? Guaranteed, yeah.
100%.
It's medicine.
It definitely started off as just needing food, of course. Yes, it is medicine, and it also gives you enlightenment. Think of those creatures, what they're thinking, because they're also in nature and not contaminated by all the distractions of all this modern day society. So their mind is at a different level. So I think even when they're toying with us, it's all on a different level. And I am huge on electricity in your brain, and these creatures can pull into it and also see it like the predator. So when we're on mushrooms, when we're using cannabis or LSD, or even, you know, psychedelic water or anything that really changes your natural makeup, it is going to be attracted to you like a magnet, because the Native Americans, the ancient Asians, and the ancient Australians were all partaking in these psychedelic potions. And I'm all for it, man, because DMT will really show you who you are.
That's kind of a scary. Well, it's not a scary thought. Can you imagine Bigfoot's actually walking around tripping on 24/7? That'd be kind of weird, because then they can kind of, like you said, they can change their vibration. They literally are in a state of mind where they're medicated, like, you know, because they walk around in the forest all day. You know how many mushrooms are in the damn forest? There's tons of them.
Oh yeah, and koalas are high all day. The leaves that they eat make them high all day long.
Correct.
And there's other animals and insects that literally are high 24 hours a day, except for when they're sleeping and it wears off.
Correct. That's a damn good example. Yeah, the
koalas would not get.
Oh, go ahead.
100%. And Sasquatch would die from some of these that would end up killing us. So it would affect it differently. So I think, he's on a different level of enlightenment. And then, I think we're onto the right code and track with that, because, you know, maybe that has something to do with their ability to tap into that other dimension, or, you know, pop us into a portal. I think it takes some serious looking at when we're looking at missing people and then paranormal. You have to tap into the psychedelic realm, and not everybody has to do it. I'm not saying that, of course, but you should have someone on your team that at least is open-minded to that, because it's a whole other talk. You know, the burning bush, guys. It was in the Bible. It's in every single spiritual book ever.
Well, I always tell people,
the Bible also says to let all food and herbs of earth to be your food and medicine.
Yeah, I always stress people.
So the Bible tells us to do
microdose. If you're going to experiment, always microdose. Always do it with people that are qualified, whatever that qualification is, around you for safety, safe place, safe, everything safe.
Yep.
Microdose is the magic word I use. Don't go any further than that. That way you can get an introduction into what you're trying to experiment with. Work with your doctor.
Bob, a microdose, a good way to explain it. A good way to explain a microdose for everybody, and Bob's absolutely right. You should always microdose first. It's kind of like a pilot hole. So if you're drilling a hole for a screw, you want to drill a little hole first. That way, whenever you put the bigger screw in, it doesn't break the wall. Same thing with your body. You want to you want to get it used to it, and you won't even get high from it, but at least your body knows, hey, I know how to deal with this. That way, when you give it its normal dose, it's not, you're not going to go and have, what is that called when you start stressing out and you're, you think that the trees are going to get you and stuff. So microdosing is huge. My wife microdoses.
I always have to put that.
I overdose. She microdoses and I overdose.
You're a little bit of an advanced guy, so and you're clean. You got a family, you have kids. You're an organic guy. You're not into anything else but the organic. So we know you, Joey. You're okay. Then when you guys start talking about, I always say, for those of you who decide, you're talking about micro dosing. Okay, you understand the big difference. Work with that. Work with the experts on that one. Experienced experts. The pilot hole. Work with the pilot hole first. Don't just fucking take shit. Don't touch mushrooms.
I gotta get going to work. To work, guys. So I unfortunately I have to go. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. The Earth is flat, and
nice meeting you, bro.
Gypsy Road is number one. Gypsy Road is number one.
Nice. That was cool. That was very cool. KB, what's up? Do you microdose, my friend? You're in England, so it's a little bit difficult for you.
Wales, Doctor.
Wales, yes, we separate. Yeah, not even Wales.
Just across the bridge. I only smoke cannabis. That's it. I've never taken mushrooms or anything. So,
yeah, God bless you guys over here, man. I'm so happy. In England, guys, remember it is illegal. So they're back in the pilgrim days where you got to meet the dealer, you got to go out the effort in the alley. Cops don't mess with it too much unless they don't like you. So you got to. This is the Wild West with the old baggies again. Like the guy has the scale. You got to go meet the I'm like this. Oh God, I remember this when I was a kid in California, but we're so used to it being legal where I'm at in Seattle and California now. That when you're over here, it's all you got to like do the little channels and meet the right person, But yeah, thank God they have it over here. The freedom for it over here. That's good. And in Amsterdam and in Europe, that's good. Weed is finally starting to make its way out to everywhere. Thank God. Helping people wake up a little bit. What's this? So is Moses on acid when he saw the burning bush? I would imagine he was. I have questions about that. I always talk about the burning bush, and everyone's like, "What do you?" Because I've studied the Quran, and in the Quran, the jinn are talked about as smokeless fire. They're smokeless fire. And
hold on. Where did you even come up with that question? What the hell were you guys talking about when I was gone for a little bit? I mean, Moses on acid, burning bushes? What the hell was your guys' conversation?
But if he was in the desert, he probably picked himself a little bit of, marijuana. Hashish. They had hashish. They were making, yes, in the pyramids. Guess what? Did you guys know that the pharaohs did, in fact, have marijuana? They found traces of marijuana. It was being used in Egypt. So, yes, Moses, it is highly plausible that Moses was burning the bush up on top of the mountaintop. So that's a good question. It is plausible now. I was like, they found traces of marijuana.
I highly recommend Hawaiian baby wood rose seeds. They are legal to buy. It is illegal to extract. But if you want to extract them, you put it in a cold water shot glass, and then you crumble them up, and then you put it in a refrigerator for 12 hours, and you drink the tea the next day, and you don't swallow the crumbs of the seeds because it's poison. But another way, you could just chew them up in your mouth and then spit them out. And then you'll end up tripping and you get a little sick, but you get to do time traveling, big body buzz, the walls close in on you, different variations of psychedelic trips. And the ancient people used to use it to contact the other side. And Evan Tanner, he was this UFC fighter that went missing in the desert, and he ended up dying. And there's probably a million stories like that, of course. I had like a vision that I ended up following him doing that.
I wasn't trying
I
to
ended up
laugh.
following him, and I kind of saw how he passed away, and I figured out.
Wow.
That just tripped me out. You're talking about he's out in the desert. I'm thinking
Everybody buy those. Hawaiian baby windows.
And he died, and then wait, slow down with death. They found him dead. Poor guy. Yeah. Well, I had beetle nut. Beetle nut. You guys ever have beetle nut? It's a special nut.
I want to try beetle nut. I want to try it so bad.
I've done beetle nut. You wrap it up in a special.
You get limestone and you chew on that.
Yeah.
Up your mouth.
You walk around like this and you spit and it's blood red. And you got I have a picture of me with just running down my chin, just walking around. I'm looking at people, and man, I'm like, holy fuck! It's like people say, "What's beetle nut like?" It's like imagine when you smoke a cigarette for the first time, like a cigarette high, like a tobacco high, but like the strongest tobacco high you'd ever have. And you're like, holy fuck, man, I gotta sit down.
I'll probably throw up.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, me ask KB. So KB, in Wales, what's the thought process in Wales on Bigfoot? I'm curious. Like, what are they thought? And I know you talked about UFOs part, but does people in Wales have any belief in Bigfoot that you know of?
Not many people believe in many things around here, unfortunately. There's still people half asleep to most things.
Sleeping people. That sounds like England. Wales.
Yeah.
Every time I see England on TV, I'm not bashing England, but every time I hear England, there's a protest about something. I just learned there's a protest against the government about climate change. They're demanding this and this and this. I'm like, everything I said about England, it's protest. Dude, is that what all England does? Is eat food and then work? And
no, they're taxed. They're taxed. Remember, you get a paycheck. People get a paycheck in America. Then you pay taxes on the food, on your gas, or whatever when you go out. These guys they don't get their paycheck. They get a piece of their paycheck, and the rest of it's tax. And then they got mandatory BBC TV tax. They got tax on top of tax on top of tax. I'm like, these motherfuckers are taxed to death. They got to protest. The Queen gets a big ass chunk of everything. Like, fuck me. She gets everything. Yeah, they're taxed to death over here.
Even the tax is taxed.
I'm about to spit beetle nut juice in her face.
I got tobacco in my mouth. I'm spitting tobacco. I got a big old chunk of tobacco. No, these guys are taxed to death, dude. So they're always having a protest because they turn around as like another tax. And their news, like they don't get they get news. I used to think BBC was like the best news. Nah, man, it's worse than the fucking States. They get nothing. It's all about the jab. He did the jab of this, the jab that, the new this, the new that, the jab, and then India's problems with their jab and who's coming in with the new jab, like the new virus, this, the new restrictions for this. God damn.
Hobbs is from the UK himself. He wants to know where about Wales.
South Wales.
Yeah, I don't know where that is, but yeah, he probably does.
You've heard of Catherine Zeta-Jones?
What does he say? Jeff says the Queen doesn't get anything really. Okay, so if the Queen doesn't really get it, then who does?
Well, I know she gets the royal. I was told that the royal family gets a cut, that the people have to basically pay for them. Now, I can't give you the details. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to ask KB or the other guys.
Of England.
But she's like that's supposed to be the second biggest property owner of the world.
But KB, yeah, Eric loves Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is hot.
That's basically his favorite actress.
Yeah, she's kind of hot, thank you.
Yeah, and she married an old guy, which is kind of cool.
Michael Douglas, wasn't it? Or was it Kirk
Michael
Douglas?
Douglas, yeah, she's still with him. It's funny because everybody was like, she's way younger than him. And they're like, oh, that's not going to last. That's still, they're the ones together and everybody else is broke up. I think Brad Pitt's out banging some model that's married to like, I heard like a French guy. It's kind of weird. There's like weird. A lot of the stars guys come over here to Europe. They always come over here.
I mean, this doesn't really answer anything, but it says the details of the payments are private, of course, for the Queen. The Queen voluntarily says, this is what it says. The Queen voluntarily pays a sum of equivalent to income tax on a private income and income from the privy purse, which includes the Duchy of Lancaster, that is not used for official purpose. The sovereign grant is exempted. Now it says the Queen voluntarily. So what? Technically, she don't really have to pay nothing. I mean, if I'm reading it right.
Well, she can wants her sovereign.
All that gold.
Yeah, if you want the simple answer, she gets it all. Like she controls your water, your power, the words
she's
you
sovereign.
speak. Yeah, man.
That means she's actually not part of England. People don't know that. She's not part of England. That part of in London is sovereign. It's its own independent place where she lives. It's sovereign. She's actually sovereign. She has her own laws. And I always try to explain to people that, I tell those people in America, they're like, oh, did you know that Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia is sovereign? That's why it's not on the fucking. That's why when you have, I remember 52 states it was, but now it's not. It's its own. It's not even included in the stars. It's sovereign. It has their own. It's independent of the
now it's hiding behind gates. You know, some of the buildings are hiding behind armed guards and gates because they don't know how to run this country and they don't even represent us. Oh my God.
The Vatican is sovereign. It's sovereign. I was like, no, it's not part of any country. It is its own country. It's its own country. It has its own laws. Its own laws. I think there's like the statue of like they can date like girls that are like 14. I don't know. It's weird. It's a bunch of freaking priests. Why would they have the access to anybody? They're supposed to be celibate, but they've got their own crazy ass laws at the Vatican. It's sovereign. Even the Queen of England, they come out with a story of people about they used to eat human flesh, and I go, bullshit, debunk it. No, they actually had one of the princes come out and do an apology. He says, well, that was a long time ago that the royals ate human flesh. I'm like, huh? You admit it? Fuck.
Well, this is what it says here. Elizabeth II has a net worth of $442.92 million derived from a grant from taxpayers and 2 additional income sources, the Sunday estimates. So she has, I don't understand it. She gets money from a grant from taxpayers.
That's what they tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the, I think the second world's biggest property owner. So they've owned a lot of property. They were not even the true.
Here it is, Bob. Every year, the Queen gets a chunk of cash from taxpayer called the Sovereign Grant.
Yeah, sovereign grant.
Yeah, sovereign.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said they were sovereign. Yeah, it's exactly what I said.
Yeah, the Queen is given an amount of money equivalent to 25% of the Crown estate profits. The grant total $107.1 million. God, why? I mean, I get happy if I get a grant for $10.
You know, she can legally kill someone. She can legally kill someone because she's sovereign. However, it's frowned on.
That's pretty much what happened with her and Princess Diana, right?
Right. I was like, no way. She can legally go up to you with that axe and whack you with the axe.
Bob,
legally.
here's the land part where here, the money comes from a Duchy of Lancaster portfolio of land of other assets that's been in the royal family for hundreds of years. It contains $715 million worth of net assets, including 18,433 acres of land, and made up residential, commercial, agriculture properties. Wall Street Journal UK correspondent. So she owns a shitload of land, like you're saying. It's right there.
Yeah, they're just telling you that low number. They're in the billions, man. These guys are making a lot of money.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is 13s probably. I didn't even have to see it. Like, I just saw millions, and I was like, what are they even talking about? Like, you're talking like LeBron James has more money than the Queen? Yeah, right. Come on.
And she's equivalent.
You know how many tunnels and cities are underneath that little castle right there?
Oh, yeah.
And Prince Charles has a major income stream of his own. Of course he does.
Yeah, he does. Monsters Inc.
Yeah. They're filthy, dirty, rich, like a motherfucker.
And they're also dirty, filthy bastards as well. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
They're horrible. Meghan Markle, the princess right there, or whatever her term is, she was in the TV show Fringe. She was just a BS.
Fringe. Yeah. And now they're writing a book, and they've got their own talk show, and they're doing well independently.
Hold on. The Queen owns a McDonald's.
No fucking way.
Then?
I would not doubt that. They make a
I'm pretty sure Harry was pushing the experiment. I got nothing for him.
Isn't that Harry Hewitt sat next to her, yeah?
Say that again, but
is that Harry Hewitt sat next to her?
Oh, you sitting next to her? Oh, you mean Princess Charles? Or no, Charles, Henry.
Harry Hewitt.
Harry, which lost all his job titles. He lost everything. They say he took it all away. The Queen took it all away.
I feel sorry for the guy. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I don't hate the guy. I think he liked the military service. I think he's done well with his guys. He loved the military. A lot of people like him, so they feel bad for him, though.
If I had to pick which one I do like, it's got to be Harry. He's probably the best one of them all. He's not always looking for it, you know.
Yeah, and he was good to get out. They were happy. Some people were like, well, I'm happy he got out. He got the hell out of the rat race because these guys are insane. Like, get the fuck away from those people. They shouldn't even be in charge. No, they're not the legal. It was, remember, Eric, I told you the whole history about going back to, it was Wales. The King of Wales was usurped by England. And so ever since then, England has the crown. And it's remained that way. But technically, it was supposed to be Wales. Wales was in charge of all of England, not London area-ish. It was Wales. But did you guys also know that the Queen is equal to the Pope? She represents the voice to God. She's the one up to talk in England. She's the or the world, according to them. She's the one next up to talk to God, not the Pope. That's why she has a round ball. She always carries a round ball in her hand. That gives her the right to speak to God directly. She's just like straight up, like fucking straight hard line, right to God's ear. Like, oh, really?
Dr. Wu, isn't that the ball where they do like a reset or something?
Well, yeah, she carries the ball.
Pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got the big crown. They get to and then she carries the scepter and the ball. So she'll sit there with this ball. That ball means she controls, she talks to God directly. That's what the ball means. But the Pope says he does it. So who the fuck does it?
Let me show this, Bob. Let me show this to people real quick. If you guys really want to know, if you guys are really serious in the chat, really want to know who's actually should be the real king of England, you need to go back, watch the video that Bob and I did called "Who is the Real Royal Family of England?" And we actually have it. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You guys think I'm pulling your shit, but we actually showed you guys how we are connected. Bob and I, our family is connected. Where we should have been the true royal family of England, which we had a family member who actually tried to fight for the rights of showing.
Still fighting. Eric's still fighting, yeah.
And they're hiding under the table. We actually have a show
Yeah.
about how we are, and think we're crazy?
They're still fighting.
Just watch that video, guys. Just watch it.
Yeah. He put that ad out. We didn't even know we were related to the guy. He put that whole fucking huge paid money, huge ad out in the London Times. Telling the Queen that you need to step down after she passes away. The family's taking over because they have all the patrons or whatever, all the paperwork to show the family lineage all the way down to Wales. That's why I talk about Wales. So Wales, the original king was Wales. Then it was usurped, and then the families had to split because they were being killed. And one of the families' names was Evans, and they made it to the States. And when they got to the States with their Royals monies, they managed to live. And then they live in Colorado, the final family, the last of that line that was from the original king in Wales. And it turned out that Eric and Eric, now this is weird. This is where it's weird. Eric and I found out our mother had a biological father, so we didn't know our grandpa was our real grandpa, but he wasn't. He was our step-grandpa, but we thought he was our real grandpa. Our biological grandpa was the family, the Evans family, which is attached to the same family to put the paper out. So I'm like, huh? So then I did the research and found out that our mother's dad, our rightful grandfather, was the oldest boy, who's technically the one that would be the oldest line, which technically goes to our older brother, Mike, huh, Eric? But he's dead, so it goes to me. So I always joke about being the king of fucking England. I go, no. I had went while I'm in England because I went to the university, and I was talking and looking at the whole lines. I said, Eric, it's fucking true. I can't make this shit up. And I sent Eric all the stuff. I said, dude, I went to Eric, look at the line. It's us.
Yep.
From our mother.
I'm a goddamn prince.
Well, but then the family, the Evans family, are pissed off because they didn't know that our mom was born. They were like, they didn't know about our mother. They're like, huh? He had an illegitimate daughter, so she's not illegitimate. She's his daughter, our grandpa, and so technically, I'm the oldest. So the Evans family is protesting England and us, Eric.
Yeah. Just watch that video, guys, and look like we lost Connor, but we gained Matt.
What's up, everybody?
So Matt 365, I did put up your link to your YouTube page. So let's start real quick. Let's
take a look.
Let me get back to your YouTube page so you can explain to us.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. A little bit low. You're a little bit low, but here, let me share the screen. Let me show you. Oh,
no problem. Good to see you, bro.
Here we go. Okay.
So what's your your channel here looks like it's paranormal?
Yeah, it is paranormal. We do a lot of conspiracies, paranormal, all that kind of stuff.
Very cool, man. Do you guys do ghost huntings?
Yeah, we just went to the Dancing Jesus Cemetery investigation. It's a local lore that we do. We're from Jersey, so all we do is a lot of New Jersey, the hometown haunts is a series of just us exploring New Jersey stuff.
Connor and I have had guests on our channel and also on this channel, people from Jersey, from the East Coast that are all into the paranormal. One guy said that there's more paranormal versus like Bigfoots out there. So most people on percentage are into paranormal. So it's so interesting about New Jersey and paranormal, especially after you guys have the Jersey Devil.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's even, I have a whole book about Bigfoot sightings in New Jersey as well.
Wow, it's Jersey, dude. Everybody, all the best paranormal people come out of Jersey. They're all
about weird New Jersey, man.
There's something about fucking Jersey, man.
There is, man. There's something in the water.
So actually, Matt, why? I mean, did something like happen to you where it got you involved in the paranormal that you wanted to investigate it more, or was it just something you just wanted to do for the hell of it?
No, I grew up on it. I grew up on Weird New Jersey, like the magazine. I still get the magazines all the time. What
What's
else?
the name of the magazine?
It's just Weird New Jersey.
What, Weird New Jersey? Okay.
Yeah, check it out. So,
Weird.
yeah, I grew up on that stuff. I mean, my brother has had more experiences than I had. And I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I've just been really into history and the paranormal ever since I was a little kid. I watched the show Sightings, Unsolved Mysteries. You know, I always used to beg my mom to take us to the local haunted house. You know, that was right around that, you know, that was also a museum. So all that stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
Some of Matt's stomping grounds is Gettysburg. He's done some amazing tours there. And I did my 8th grade trip there, and our whole class had a bunch of strange experiences because it was after our Washington, D.C. trip. So all of us were really strained, didn't get much sleep the whole week. And I still remember some of the spots. So when I watch his videos, it really takes me back. And before I started going real public on YouTube with Bigfoot Anonymous, I was doing recordings on SoundCloud, but pretty much every morning I would watch Nightmare 365. I think it's so funny, him and his brother, like they're kind of polar opposites, and Matt is the responsible one, and G Money is definitely the wild one who's gonna, you know, push the bar and act crazy and cuss all wild. And I love how Matt, you know, keeps things chill, and I definitely see myself in both of them. And they do incredible work. And, yeah, the New Jersey Devil they've reported on and a bunch of other strange stuff. And their videos and their tours are very high level. And then they have podcast episodes, too. So it's very cool. Awesome. And they're kind of like YouTube. Literally, they're like the New Jersey Gypsy Road because they are so eccentric and wild. And they talk about movies and real life stuff. So, yeah, man, Nightmare 365 and Gypsy Road needed to connect like this, of course. And both you guys are in my Instagram conspiracy and cryptids research team. So, yeah, we're always diving into some strange stuff.
I appreciate that.
That's awesome. You guys talked about Gettysburg because Bob and I used to live 15 minutes away from Gettysburg. I mean, that.
Yeah,
I didn't care. I didn't like DC. We always went to Gettysburg. I loved the look of it, how everybody dressed up in Civil War outfits all year round. Wasn't parts of the year. All year round they wore civil outfits, and so much history there. You know, Bob and I went on ghost walks there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fucking loved it. I hated DC. I hated it. I worked at the Smithsonian Institute. Oh, technically I'm working with the CIA department, but I lie to people and say Smithsonian. But yeah. Love fucking Gettysburg. Great, man. I love Gettysburg. I love the fencing. I love how they do the old school fences that are still the same from way back when. And the original houses are there. And all the fields are still there. It's weird. And I just want to lay on the grass in the middle of the Gettysburg field and say, wow, I can feel it, man.
Go out there with a metal detector.
Oh, find buckles. People out there find those old U.S. buckles, those old Civil War buckles, and you can't find lead balls because it's not metal detect. But yeah, man, all kinds of cool coins, tons of shit. I think they stopped.
I live on the coast. I'd love to go around with a metal detector. Things we could find. Well,
I found Weird New Jersey. This is Paranormal Expo coming September 25th, Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Whoa.
That'd be interesting. Weird New Jersey 57 pre-order issue. The Jet in the Woods.
What? Whoa! How the hell did that get there?
That'd be awesome if you get to go explore that.
Wow!
This is one of the most unexpected things that were ever seen while wandering around in the woods of New Jersey was a military jet fighter abandoned in the wilds of West Milford, located in the hilly northmost part of the state.
Huh. How did the jet get into the woods?
There's a lot of freaky stuff that goes on in New Jersey. Let me tell you. The magazine comes out twice a year, in May and October. And then they have tons of books. Like they have pretty much one for every state. Weird New Jersey, Weird US. Let's see. They got Weird Pennsylvania.
Weird Ohio, weird Florida,
Yeah.
of course.
All that stuff. I mean, that's what I grew up on. It came out in '94, and I grew up on it. I love reading these stories, and I love getting those every single, like for 2 times a year. That's what I ask for at Christmas. Get the subscriptions.
I like the Beware of the Blob. It came from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
Jersey, they're weird shit. It pulls up on the wall. They got the weirdest shit.
We do. It's
Well,
great. Maybe that's why I'm weird,
Yeah, well, you guys also have the Dogman, right? The werewolf or the lichen or whatever. You guys have that up there a lot, right? In Jersey, the werewolves.
There's so many different things connected to Jersey. It's really weird. It's just bizarre, like how much stuff is really connected to Jersey in itself.
Yeah, you guys have your own Jersey Pine Barrens. That's where the Jersey Devil is like known to nest.
Hell yeah! There was it's probably about 5 miles away, the start of the Pine Barrens from my house, and I've been down there tons of times. It's amazing down there. We went to the Blue Hole. One of our videos, we went to the Blue Hole.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess they have a weird New Jersey YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, weird.
Yeah, they do. It's very old. So if you like old, like 90s kind of, vibe, check it out.
Oh yeah, last one put on there was a year ago.
Yeah, it's all old videos that they have. So
wow.
Yeah, like public access TV style stuff, right? I love that.
Yeah,
that takes you back, Matt, what year were you born?
What year was I born?
Yeah.
1982.
1982. Wow.
I'm an old man.
Wow, I definitely thought you were 92, my age. That's wild. You definitely got a young vibe to you.
I'm probably the oldest one here. Yeah. I think I'm.
I was stationed in Cape May, New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember the guy. You guys got some big fucking gigantic cockroaches. I'm serious, man. Area. They have some gigantic fucking cockroaches in New Jersey.
Edibles.
They're like, and they all fly. They all fly there.
Yeah.
I'm born in 70, so I'm the oldest here.
70, all right.
Dang, Bob, you look pretty good for 88.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, well, I'm actually 1,000 something. I've just been bouncing through. I do a time travel thing, so.
Yeah, 88. You just put that on a side, and it's infinity signs.
Yes, definitely.
That's what you tell a girl. She's a perfect 8 because the curve's going forever.
There you go.
Russell wants to know where in New Jersey is Matt?
Whoa.
Where am I located?
What part of New Jersey are you from? He's wondering.
I'm in Ocean County.
Ocean County. Like I know where that is.
The water. He's by the water.
Town, nobody would know where it is too. So.
Mogs will know though. Mogs used to live in New Jersey, so that's awesome. That just adds to the level. And Matt, whenever you appear on Moog's show, you guys could chop it up about New Jersey. God. Maybe you guys are Nets fans, but I'll tell you right now, the New York Giants, they play in New Jersey. So
that's
they all play in New Jersey.
Don't forget KB's here, and he's got football. So he's looks like a football player. Soccer. Yes, they call it American soccer. These guys
look at that badge. Look at the badge.
See there, yeah, that's why I'm looking at your shit. I know you're a soccer fan. Let's include that in there.
That's awesome, man. My cousin used to play for Celtic FC. Lee Flynn. I have his game used jersey. It's awesome. I watch Ted Lasso now to connect.
There you go. These guys are all diehard soccer fans, like die hard.
Nah, me, I'm hockey. New Jersey Devils all the way.
Yeah, the hockey team. Yeah.
Nightmare 365 wrote, I live in Point.
Yeah, I'm right there, man.
And he can do everything. Live, talk, right?
I'm right here. I'm doing it all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's got a fixed setup too. Like all behind him is a bunch of cool lore. And I'm pretty sure I have a package literally like made for you, Matt, but I just haven't been able to mail it out.
Cards. Dude, I keep it all. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I have a shirt that says Nightmare 365, and I've wore it on a couple of my adventures. So guys, pinpoint it when you guys see it. I know I read a couple chapters in it, but I haven't released those yet.
Let me ask Matt. I want to ask Matt. So, Matt, of all your investigations you've done so far, was there one investigation that stands out over every one of them?
Here we go.
Oh man. Yeah, we went to the Burlington prison. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that at all.
Bob probably went to prison. Bob, you went to prison in New Jersey?
Yeah, I've been to prisons everywhere.
The Burlington prison. It's a pretty cool spot. It looks very familiar to Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. And we had a couple experiences there. And I definitely want to go do a video now, because this was before we even started doing video. We went there and had this investigation. So I want to go back because we were walking around the gallows in the back and we started smelling like a cigar smell. Like somebody was walking in front of us and we would, get the puff of it. And then we would walk, we'd smell it, and then we'd walk again, nothing. We'd walk a little bit more, you get that puff again. So that was a cool spot. I definitely want to go back there.
And you use a box? You use like one of those, what do you use? One of those voice boxes?
I usually just go there, and just record, film, and get our experiences. We usually go with my buddy who's been on the Demon Files, our good buddy Brian. He's a seasoned paranormal investigator, and he has everything known to man that you could think of. So when we go with him, he has the K2 meter, the EMF, everything.
K2 meter.
Yeah. He has a bunch of different things. One of the coolest stories that I've shared, it's more, I don't know, I want everybody's take on this. So hear this story. This happened when I was in middle school. And this is the most bizarre story that has ever happened to me. And I always think it's more coincidental than, I don't know, I just can't explain it. So I'll tell you, because the movie just came out. It was re-released, Candyman. I don't know if anybody's heard of it.
Eric, Candyman.
I just watched it.
Eric's been to see that, haven't you, Eric?
So the Candyman, well, it just was re-released anyway. We, my buddy and I were big into horror. Like, we used to rent every new horror that came out on VHS. So it's, again, dating me. But we rented the movie, and then after the movie of Candyman, we went into his bathroom and did Bloody Mary and Candyman. And his mom was the only one that was home at the time, and it was us two. And it was during the springtime, so the windows and doors were open. We went into his room, and then I said, if Candyman or Bloody Mary is real, show us a sign. And right as I finished my sentence, the light went out.
Awesome!
Yeah, so we started running, through his house. I'm pushing him. I'm like, get the hell out of the house, blah, blah, blah. His mom's like, what are you cursing for? What are you screaming about? We ran out of the house, ran down to my house, which was 2 houses down. We caught our breath, recomposed ourselves, went back to his house. We were sitting on the couch, and his mom's yelling at us, just like, if you guys can't watch scary movies, I'm never renting them for you again, blah, 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 screaming at us. All of a sudden, you hear a knock at the door. We turn, and there's this kid, and he goes, you guys want to buy any candy? I nearly shit myself. It was crazy. And to this day, I don't know how to explain it because it happened right in a row. And that was one of the craziest things that's happened to me. I think all the years of doing stuff, this kind of stuff.
Yeah. You had a sync day where everything synced.
It did. Yeah. And I was like, the kid probably thought we were, Candyman, and he probably thought we were racist. We were just looking at him with our jaws dropped, and we're like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. That's crazy.
When you sit back and you go, this is a damn, not to go in a different direction, but this is a damn Matrix, man. Things don't happen this way.
Yeah,
I don't think like this.
After that, I said, I'm never doing Candyman or Bloody Mary again. You can keep that. I'm out.
Oh, wow.
See, that sucks. That sucks because we fucking do it and nothing happens, and he gets all the experience.
Hey, I did it that one time when we were in middle school after the movie, and then never again.
Wow,
it's that special vibe, that window of time when it's really alive and it's released to the world and it's on everybody's mind. That made you very vulnerable and it very powerful. And then you messed around and blended together, two of the craziest spirits and in your reflection. The mirror can only take so much, man. That's wild. That's an awesome story. I hope I can clip that and break it down and share it even more. But man, that's special stuff, dude. I can see why you're all into this now because you're very knowledgeable and you seem like you're on the straightforward path, of course, but this lurks you. You know, something's pulling you in the shadows. You know, people look at me, they know I'm wacko. They look at you. You seem like you're well put together.
Well, Miss T, how long did you wait to watch another scary movie?
It wasn't long. I just said to myself, like, I'm never doing Candyman or Bloody Mary again. I think it was like a couple days later we rented another horror movie. But I was like, I'm not messing with that.
Yeah, usually, I'm not saying you were a girl, but usually the girls will do, I'm just saying it, girls will do Bloody Mary, and then guys will do Candyman. That's what I've saw with I have daughters and all her friends. They always do, girls do Bloody Mary, men do Candyman.
And maybe that's why I was intermixing both of them, and they were just like not having it that day.
It was the 8s, man. I was just saying it. But shout out to Miss T. And she's the better half, of course, of Sean G chasing the truth from dark waters. He is a legend, and he's having a call-in show tonight at 8 Central. Ooh. So do the math, do the ABCs, and figure out what time it is in your time zone. But yeah, guys, definitely call into Sean G's show. He is awesome, very open-minded. He allows me to get my motor running, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you can get past Connor, you can get anybody on the show.
Yeah, it's true.
You got energy.
Or you don't want to. You mean, Bob? What you're talking about is you don't want to follow Connor. You want to go first. Because after Connor speaks, like, I can't top him.
Yeah, you let him. Yeah,
I can't do what he just did.
Matt's already topped me. He came in after me. He's already topped me, so it can be done.
No way.
It can be done, man.
I'm not topping anybody.
Yeah, I'm not topping anybody either, unless she looks like goddamn Tyra Banks.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming on, man. That's awesome, Matt. Thank you for coming on. And KB, thank you for coming on also. And it's cool you got your shit working. So everybody's kind of cool. I like it. Yeah. I like it. So I can just be lazy. You guys can do all the talking. I'm just rolling doobages.
You guys keep finish uploading our video because we did the elevator game. So
Russell said, I grew up around the corner from St. Matthew's Church on Harborsville.
Yeah, Herbertsville.
Is that a haunted spot? Is it haunted?
Herbertsville? Is it haunted?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never seen anything. I mean, we have Alaire State Park. It has some, spooky vibes in that, neck of the woods.
Well, you guys would love England or Wales when it comes to the cemeteries. It's right out of the movies when it comes to Gothic. Now, I've been all over the cemeteries doing stuff in the States, and the States are beautiful, very respectful for the deceased, very organized. But in England and in Wales and up north towards Scotland, they've got these old ones, man, like 1700s, 1800s. It's exactly what you would see in a freaking horror movie, man, with the statues, they got everything. I mean, you could film movies here galore if you wanted to for like the horror movies. They're beautiful Gothic old cemeteries, man, and they're haunted as shit.
We have in our town, we have. It's not that big, and we have I'd say about 7 or 8 churches in this small town alone.
Wow.
So, and they are Gothic-y as well, and they go back to like 1800s. So,
you need to film those. You've got old Gothic churches
There's
here.
one outside my flat, but literally I live opposite one. So every time I look out the window, I see death.
Yeah, I have a morbid fascination for the beauty of cemeteries. I know, and I'm sure all you guys are the same. I'm probably not alone. But I'm just gonna say it. When it comes down to these cemeteries, my God, man, English Isles, I'll call it that. Generalize all of them. But with the Gothic churches and the big, beautiful grave, like they've got gravestones. They've got trees where they've planted someone years ago in the ground, and you could see it coming through an old sarcophagus box with metal coming out of the tree. I'm like, holy shit. Wow, this is like something you see in a movie. Crazy, man. Just easy. And I love doing like ghost hunts in these cemeteries. They're fucking amazing. Wow.
Nobody would come with me to do them. They're all pussies.
Nobody would go with you. I would. If I was there, I'll go with you.
Oh, yeah, I'd go with you.
I'd love to. A couple of...
Just gotta find your tribe, man.
way to
Be loud and proud, and the right people will find you, you know?
Yeah.
Keep walking your path, and your needs will be met in abundance. I'm sure they already have been, but just put it out there that you want someone to join you along on your journey and watch the magic unfold. And I just want to shout out real quick BF Bud. I saw him in the comments. BF Bud and his wife Angie, they're based out of Chillicothe, Ohio, my home state. They are Bigfooters, squatchers. They were at the camp out. They are great people. They showed incredible hospitality, and they're definitely on the same wavelength. We got to spread our wings with information and knowledge. Bud is definitely onto things, just like Chocolate and Cheese and Hobbs, and of course Juan Garcia. You know, there's definitely some people out there that know the truth and just run with it, and we're all one. So definitely just wanted to do that shout out. And hopefully we can have them on the show because they've been to some hot spots and recorded whoops, howls, and tree knocks. And I just want to hear it from them, you know, and they deserve a spotlight. But I know they're laying low, but just know that the platform is always welcome.
Oh, they can come on anytime they want. If you can make it on this channel, you're gonna make it everywhere. Okay.
Anywhere, we don't care.
Now, KB, you should get with. You should start talking with Hobbs because Hobbs lives in your part of the country, and Hobbs believes in all that stuff like us. You know.
I have to grab a cemetery. I'm gonna take a look around. We'll do a little voice box.
Yeah, Bob's over there too. Find out what cemetery Bob's gonna be hanging out with, having a little picnic on a body.
Well, yeah, you know, I treat it like I do the States. I use the Native American thing I always put tobacco down. I always come in. I said, "I have tobacco." This is what I do. I do it just like they said do the States. I think I have tobacco. Apparently,
Juan Torres, my bad. I messed up your name. That was incredibly insensitive and ignorant of me, and I'm just an imbecile. Don't expect anything otherwise. Well, you know you're my brother. It's energy.
What link does Russell want? Post the link.
The StreamYard link.
What's one?
The StreamYard link.
Oh.
It disappears after a while.
Yeah.
Russ is quick.
No, I know. We got about 5 more minutes. I actually have to leave right at 2:00 to pick up some kids.
You're back in school.
Yeah, and I got a group of kids coming here. Lucky me.
Oh, that's
good luck with that.
Males, females, and thems. So it'll be a whole freaking zoo out there.
Yeah, Bob knows who them are because Bob was.
Oh yeah, I know all those kids.
Actually, we took some of those kids, Bob. We took them to that Halloween haunted house.
Yeah,
way up in the mountains.
Yeah, I took them to the haunted house and I got lost. In the haunted house.
Guys, the funny thing was
I got lost
around this haunted farm, and these kids thought Bob was a costume. And they thought Bob was dressed up as a costume, and them my sister's friends like, no, that's just Uncle Bob.
Yeah, I didn't wear no costume. I wear I didn't wear this. I had my cowboy hat, Western hat on. I was just walking around like, oh, he's in costume. No, this is why I dress.
They all thought Bob was like a wolf man.
Yeah, it's not a wolf man. Then I got lost in the haunted house because they had this weird room with multiple mirrors, and one of them, it did a spinning thing. So it gave an illusion the whole room was spinning and it had these multiple mirrors. So it literally made your head go, what the fuck? Don't ever have any kind of substance in you and walk around in these things, because I was lost. I was like, everyone was looking for me. They're asking, where's Uncle? Have you seen a big bearded man lost in there? Like, yeah, he's in there, staggering around in there. But I eventually got out of there. It was crazy. Oh, haunted houses.
Here's Judy. Sorry, she just shout out to Judy. I've been chatting to her before I came on. She just said, nice to meet you. So nice to meet you too. And the rest of you in the chat. Not that I've actually spoken to every one of you.
Very good.
But it's a good vibe. Yeah. Good vibe.
And they understand you because you're speaking slow Wales, which is good. It's hard.
Okay. I thought I was the other way. I thought that people couldn't understand me. So
you dude, speak Wales. Speak Wales to them. Actually, it's the coolest language, guys. Hear this guy speak. You'll think it's some other weird country. Speak Wales.
Do I have to? I only know a couple of sentences, mate. I'm not actually fluent in Welsh.
Okay, I thought you could speak.
You know, I just couldn't be bothered in school, to be fair. And it's taken dividends later on in life.
Because there's a Wales channel like I always pick up and listen to, and I'm like, "What language is this?" Or like, "It's Wales." That sounds crazy. It's a crazy language.
Ti'n siarad Cymraeg?
Cymraeg?
Or nac ydw? Do you speak Welsh?
They do a lot of gruk sounds.
Yeah, we seem to drop all the vowels. We just use like a load of, I don't know, Scrabble words with L's and B's and just all in. Well, it's difficult. It's really difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult to understand. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, try and learn to speak it. It's even harder.
Well, what we're gonna do is I am gonna in the show here. I do gotta run and God, it's my fucking turn. But it's all right. It's all right. You know, have the kids. They can have the dog. I'll go take a walk or something. Or I'll work on tomorrow's show and work on Friday's show.
Work on the other show.
So work on the other show. So beyond that, I want to say thank you, everybody. I want to thank KB, Connor. I want to thank Matt. Even Joey jumped on. I mean, this is what once a week we're doing this kind of show where anybody wants to jump on. Just, be cool, be fair, and everybody be open-minded to whoever comes on. Everybody has different beliefs. You know, doesn't mean that we have to be mean about it. Everybody was cool about everything. And beyond that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's time that I start getting thumbs up, not thumbs down. Well, you want to give me thumbs down? I don't care. That's better than nothing. Not everybody likes us for whatever reason. Everybody should be loving us.
Remember, now all of us have shows. So all you guys remember the sidebar, people that are watching this kind of meandering, do whatever. We all got separate channels. So make sure you check out our channels that we have out there. I got one under Robert Wood. Connor, you can shout yours out. Well, before we leave, KB, shout yours out. So everyone visit the channels also. It's kind of cool. We get together. Every once in a while have a great conversation, but we all do our own little hard work on channels. Eric's got a great movie review channel. Fantastic with Connor. It's really good. So just think of those things too. So if you're out of here, you're sick of this show, go over see Connor, go see KB, come to mine, go to Eric's movie channel. There's a lot of good channels here, guys. That's just it.
Subscribe to me, Bigfoot Anon. I have a premiere this evening, and I will be hopefully live in chat if we don't lose power from the storm. So definitely go check it out. Bigfoot Anon. And Horror Talk is every Tuesday and Thursday. But I have to work tomorrow, so hopefully we can push it back to the evening or Eric's Kirby.
Let's go evening. I got some things I got to do, makes it easier for me. And then I am going to be working on a music video tonight. I'm just going to say it's Die Hard style. Die Hard style. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm working on that. That'll be released. Just think of John McCain. John McCain be a badass. EBIA. So everybody have a good one. Talk to everybody later.
Peace out, everyone. Thank you, guys.